Hi guys, my name is Michael Wilson,
And I'm Emily Alt.
and today we're going to be talking about the true cost of getting a higher education. With college tuition on the rise, is college still worth the high price tag? Well, consumer debt in America reached a record high in 2019, 305 billion in personal loans, 420 billion in home equity lines of credit, 829 billion in credit card debt. However, student loans have passed all of these and has crossed the 1 trillion mark, reaching 1.4 trillion. The cost of attending a four-year university has risen greatly over the years. Too poor to pay their way through college, most students were going to turn to lenders for help. However, the steep increase in the college cost has raised the question whether or not getting a college degree is still worth the cost. So first, how essential is a degree to your success? Well, for one, you'll earn more money. A recent study from Georgetown University showed that, on average, college graduates make $17,500 more a year and $1 million more over their lifetime than somebody with just a high school diploma. Let's compare the salaries of each of these groups. So someone with less than a high school diploma will generally earn about $25,000 a year. High school graduates will earn about $35,000 a year. And those with a college degree will earn about $52,000 a year. Another point is that you're much more likely to be employed. While it's true that certain career paths don't require a degree, and that merely having a degree does not guarantee your success at all, those who choose to obtain a degree have a better chance at getting and maintaining a job. Aside from the current pandemic right now, unemployment rates among college graduates is historically low. If we compare all of the groups, those with less than a high school diploma have an unemployment rate of 5.2%. Those with a high school diploma, 3.7%. And those with a college degree, 1.9%, lower than all the rest. All this data shows is that having a degree generally makes you more employable. Yes, there are incredibly successful and influential people that have never obtained their college degree, but the fact that Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and many other people are so notable proves that, in fact, they are the anomalies. If every college dropout was so successful, well, then why would anybody go to college? So it's true, college inflation is a thing, and the price of college is on the rise, and it's only predicted to continue growing. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, prices for college tuition and fees are over 1,000% higher in 2020 versus 1977. Just look at how much college tuition and other fees have grown over the last 20 years. Now, this data applies to both private colleges, out-of-state colleges, and in-state. All of them have grown. In 1982, when my parents went to college, public college, in-state, for tuition, fees, room and board, all of that averaged about $8,000. But if you compare that to today's average of $20,000 per year, you may begin to question whether or not college is worth that. In 1982, my dad was able to complete that four-year degree without a penny of debt. And that's always been a goal of mine. But with the rising tuition, most students today have no other option than to take out student loans. Fortunately, college still pays for itself over time. Going to college, even if you have to take out a loan, is still a good investment in your future. The Department of Education reports that, on average, it'll take about 21 years for college graduates to pay off their student loans, which still makes a degree a good investment. Even with student loans, grads will earn up to $1 million more over their lifetime than someone with only a high school diploma. If we look at this graph, college graduates at first aren't going to make as much as high school graduates, but you can see the steep increase in how much those people will make compared to the high school graduates over their lifetime.
Another argument that some people might bring up about higher education is how long it actually takes for students to pay off their student loans. So on average, it takes around 21 years for borrowers to pay off their student loans. But according to the average payoff plan, that should only take about 10. So a question that a lot of people might have is, well, why would you go to college for 4 years when it takes 5 times that amount of time to pay off that debt? But part of that reason could be at the student's fault. There are a surprising amount of loan misuse cases, and this includes students who might be using the funds for various outside purchases, including clothing, traveling, or in at least one surprising case, investing in cryptocurrency. However, as long as students practice good financial planning, it should be a viable plan for borrowers to pay off their student loans in the amount of time that the loan plan has set for them. Another thing to take into consideration is if students go into their career path that they studied for and find a job right after they graduate. The idea is that once graduated, students will be able to work and earn enough salary to steadily pay off their student loans. But if a student decides not to go into the career that they studied for, it might be a little bit harder for them to find a job right away, and thus taking longer to pay off their student loans in the long run. When debating the true cost of higher education, the difference between simply education and actually getting a degree is very important. So around 70% of Americans will enroll in and attend a four-year university, but only about 2/3 of those students will graduate with a degree. The rest, so 1/3, they'll drop out. And there's always the outliers and the anomalies, kind of like we talked about before, like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, who coincidentally, they were both college dropouts, and then they went on to be worth billions of dollars. But according to College Atlas, college dropouts earn an average of $17,500 less every year than those with a college degree. So this means that the opportunity cost of dropping out of college because of financial reasons is that $17,500 a year. So let's say you work for 31 years before retiring. That adds up to a total of about $542,500 that you'd be missing out on over the course of your lifetime if you drop out of college. Now, the average cost of tuition annually in the United States is around $20,000. So ultimately, it does pay off way more in the long run to pay for a four-year degree than it would be to stop paying for an education and to find a job and work without a degree. The idea that a degree is not essential to success is becoming a more and more prominent idea as time goes on. Some of the most successful people in the world have proven that to be true. But is that really possible for me and you? All things taken into consideration, a degree is still valuable. Of course, there's a lot of different factors that will play a role in that, such as what degree you're getting, what career path you choose, how much your university tuition is, or how much in student loan debt you're going to end up with. In the end, you're much more likely to land a job, make more money, and retire with a significantly higher amount of worth if you graduate from a four-year college. So, in answer to our question, yes, the true cost of higher education is worth it. Thank you.
Thanks.